That secret letter she wrote for me before marriage was never meant for anyone to see. It was something private, something sacred, something fragile, written with emotions, too deep to share with the world. Every word inside that letter carried her heart, her fears, her dreams, her hidden love for me, the kind of feelings people usually protect carefully because not every emotion is meant for strangers to understand. Some letters are written only for one soul, only for the person who holds someone's heart completely, and hers was written for me with honesty, with trust, with the softest parts of her soul. I still remember the feeling of reading it for the first time, my hands trembling slightly, my heart beating faster because every sentence inside it felt real. Too real to forget it was not just ink on paper, it was love, confessing itself quietly, vulnerably, beautifully, the kind of love that hides inside silence until finally words become unavoidable. And honestly, knowing that later was never meant for anyone else makes it feel even more precious because some emotions become sacred when they are shared privately between two hearts without the world watching, without judgment, without noise, just love existing in its purest um, form. Sometimes I still read those memories inside my mind and wonder how someone could love so deeply yet speak so softly because every line she wrote felt careful, delicate, sincere, like she placed pieces of her heart inside my hands, trusting me not to break them. That secret letter was never created for attention, never written to impress anyone. It was simply one soul reaching honestly toward another before life changed everything forever. And maybe that is why it still lives inside my heart so powerfully today because real love letters do not disappear with time, they stay quietly inside the soul like beautiful secrets meant only for the person they were written for. Even now sometimes late at night when the world becomes quiet again, my thoughts somehow return to that secret letter, the one she wrote for me before marriage changed our lives forever. And honestly, every time I remember those words, my heart still feels emotional because nothing inside that letter felt artificial. Nothing felt rehearsed. It was pure, honest, vulnerable love written carefully by someone who trusted me with her deepest feelings. That is what made it so special. Not only the beautiful words, but the sincerity hidden inside them. The way every sentence felt like part of her soul quietly unfolding in front of me. Some people may never understand why certain letters become unforgettable, but real emotional letters carry something rare. They carry human truth, the trembling honesty people usually hide, the secret emotions they fear speaking out loud. And hers carried all of that, every line inside that later felt alive somehow, like her heart was speaking directly to mine without fear, without masks, without pretending to be stronger than she truly was. She wrote about love, about fear, about forever, about the dreams she secretly carried inside her chest, dreams she trusted only me to understand, and honestly knowing that still overwhelms my heart today, because being trusted with someone's deepest feelings is one of the most sacred things in life. That letter was never written for strangers, never created for attention, never meant to be judged. It was simply a woman placing her hidden heart inside words meant for one person, the man she loved before marriage. Changed everything around us. Sometimes I still remember specific details, the softness of her sentences, the way certain words seemed filled with emotion, the quiet vulnerability between lines, as if even while writing she was afraid of revealing too much, yet unable to stop herself, because real love eventually finds a way to speak even when the heart trembles. And honestly, there was something heartbreaking, beautiful about knowing those words were written before life became complicated, before responsibilities, before distance, before the world placed expectations on us, back when love still felt pure, untouched, hopeful, back when two hearts could dream freely without fear of what tomorrow might change. Sometimes I wonder whether she realized how deeply that letter would stay with me, how years later its emotions would still echo inside my soul, because some words do not fade, especially words written with sincerity. They become memories stitched permanently into the heart. And honestly, no matter how much time passes, I believe part of me will always protect that letter, not because it was secret, but because it was sacred, because it represented a moment where someone loved openly, honestly, completely, without the world interrupting, without fear controlling their feelings, just one soul quietly confessing love to another soul through fragile, beautiful words never meant for anyone else except the person who still carries them inside his heart today and forever. And maybe that is why I never showed that letter to anyone else, because some things in life become too personal, too sacred to place before the world, especially words written from a vulnerable heart, words created during a time when love still felt innocent, untouched by reality. That letter carried her soul in the purest way possible. Every sentence felt careful, like she was slowly revealing emotions she had hidden for so long. And honestly, while reading it, I realized something important. When someone trusts you with the deepest parts of their heart, you protect that trust forever. Because real love is not only about passion, it is also about protecting someone's vulnerability. And she was vulnerable inside that letter, beautifully, heartbreakingly vulnerable. She wrote about dreams, about becoming mine, about fears she could never say out loud, about the future she secretly imagined for us, and every word felt sincere enough to leave permanent marks inside my soul. Sometimes I still remember how quiet the world felt while I read her letter, like time itself had slowed down for one emotional moment, my heartbeat growing heavier with every line, because deep inside I knew I was reading something never meant for other eyes, something private between two hearts, something love created before marriage, before life became more complicated. There are people who think letters are just paper and ink, but honestly, real letters become emotional time capsules. They preserve feelings exactly as they were. They protect emotions from disappearing, and hers protected a version of love that still lives inside me today. a younger, softer, more hopeful love, the kind that believed forever would always stay simple. Sometimes I wonder if she remembers the exact moment she wrote it, if her hands trembled slightly too, if she paused between sentences, trying to decide whether certain feelings were too dangerous to confess, because honestly, while reading it, I could feel her emotions, else between every line, the nervousness, the hope, the hidden fear of loving deeply yet risking heartbreak, and maybe that is what made the letter so unforgettable. It was not perfectly written, it was honestly felt, and emotions written honestly always survive longer than perfect words. Even now, after all this time, part of my heart still returns to that letter during lonely nights, during moments where life feels heavy, because inside those pages there exists proof that once upon a time someone loved me sincerely, before marriage, before distance, before life changed our story forever. And honestly, maybe that is why I continue protecting that secret so carefully, because not every love story belongs to the world. Some love stories remain sacred, living quietly inside letters, inside memories, inside two hearts that once belonged completely to each other before time carried them somewhere. And honestly, sometimes I still unfold that memory carefully inside my mind, like someone touching something fragile, afraid even time itself might damage it, because that letter was never ordinary. It carried emotions too sincere to ever be forgotten completely. Every sentence inside it felt like a heartbeat, soft, emotional, alive, as if her soul had quietly stepped onto the paper, trusting me to understand every hidden feeling. And I did. I understood far more than she probably realized. I understood the fear behind certain words, the hesitation between certain lines, the way love sometimes tries hiding itself while simultaneously begging to be seen. That is what made her letter so painfully beautiful. It was honest, honest in the way only true emotions can be, before marriage, before expectations, before life complicated everything around us. Back when love still believed it could survive anything. Sometimes I think about the version of us that existed then, two hearts carrying dreams bigger than reality, two souls believing love alone could protect the future. And honestly, part of me still misses that innocence sometimes, because there was something beautiful about loving someone before fear, before responsibilities, before silence, before the world started interfering with hearts. Her secret letter captured all of that, the innocence, the hope, the terrifying sincerity of loving deeply while not knowing what destiny would eventually do to us. And maybe that is why I never wanted anyone else to read those words, because strangers would only see sentences on paper, but I would see the trembling heart behind every line. I would remember the emotions, the hidden tears, the fragile hope, the softness of a woman loving sincerely before marriage changed life forever. Some memories become too sacred to expose publicly, because once something this personal is shared with the world, part of its purity disappears. And honestly, I never wanted that letter to lose its purity inside my heart. Even now, years later, certain sentences still return to me um, unexpectedly during quiet um, moments, and every time they do, my chest feels heavy with nostalgia, because those words carry an older version of love, a love untouched by disappointment, untouched by time,